Broadband is a massive enabler if you have it, but it also is an enormous blocker to living our modern lives if you don't have it. In many places, the countryside's been left behind with poor broadband, and there's something that Wessex Internet is enormously passionate about, is delivering broadband to some of those communities that are the most left behind and need that service the most. We are entirely focused on how we can use different and slightly unique methods to roll out to those communities. We're working out how we can deliver to properties that others find really challenging. We're a local company with local customer services. We know your village. We can get there with our engineers within an hour if there's a problem. And we know how to sort your problems out at the end of the phone within a couple of minutes whenever you have an issue. Rural full fibre is particularly hard to deliver because the quantity of fibre needed per household is far greater than that in market towns and cities. And also because every property requires individual and bespoke solutions. So you have to take your time, you have to design it accurately, and you have to understand the communities that you're building to. Wessex Internet started as a diversification project on our own family farm here in North Dorset. It then became clear to my father, who started the business, that there were lots of people around us, neighbouring farmers, neighbouring communities who had the same problem and really needed someone to help them find a solution. And now, at 15 years old, the business has covered more than 50,000 properties. Today we offer consumer packages up to 900 megabits a second and bespoke enterprise packages up to 10 gigs a second. We have grown exponentially, and now we're rolling out at scale. And we're continuing to do that because what we see is the continued demand for our services across the 4 counties that we serve.
It is really difficult to deliver broadband to rural communities purely because of access, geography and existing utilities in the ground. Access is one of our main difficulties. We're turning up on site with big plant machinery. This land or estate they might have has been in generations of their family, so we really have to be respectful of their wishes. Geography is always a challenge. We can come across rivers, roads, lakes, trees, environmentally sensitive areas, all of which we have to work around and be mindful of the landowner's concerns. We have to work around other utilities in the ground, such as water, gas, electric, other telecoms providers, oil. We have to do it safely and efficiently. We use plant machinery, and that consists of mole ploughs, directional drills. The mole ploughs are a trenchless machine, which means we don't have to dig long trenches across landowners' fields. It's very respectful of their land and it just directly moulds the cable straight in. Then when we do reach the communities themselves, we can either use our rural method, which means we leave fibre coils on people's boundaries for then our pre-enablement teams to take through the property and terminate. Or we can use the town build method, where we actually intercept the existing BT infrastructure and use poles or underground ducts to reach the properties themselves.
We work very closely with Building Digital UK's Project Gigabit programme. That funding allows us to roll out to really challenging areas, supporting the investment that we make into those communities. And no matter how much funding we get, we still rely hugely on knowing the land, on knowing our local communities, and understanding what's important to farmers, and understanding how to design for the unique villages that we roll out to.
All of this involves trust. We need the valuable information from those landowners, the people working the land that know the land. Where are the wet patches? Where are the water services located? What's the land used for? Is it grazing for sheep? Do they lamb in that field? How can we build sympathetically, but considering the use of the land, that means we can build our bespoke network in a collaborative manner? The founders of Wessex Internet come from a farming background. They're rural people, and so are quite a high number of our rural planners as well. So they understand the concerns, the disruption that may be caused, and we collaborate this into our build and our conversations with our landowners who are central to our network.
The Big Yellow Bus Community Garden is a voluntary organisation staffed by volunteers, and what we do is we look after a 4-acre plot of land that the Council have loaned us. We grow fruit and vegetables, which we send off to 2 food banks. We host a number of groups, including school groups and residential care home groups, who come to us either to learn about gardening or to participate in voluntary activities. So about 2 years ago, we felt that we desperately needed the broadband service at the Yellow Bus Garden Project for a multitude of reasons. And so I reached out to Wessex Internet and asked if there was any possibility, bearing in mind that we're outside of the normal catchment areas of a village, to see if they'd be willing to come along and install internet for us. A machine was brought in, a small machine that trenched a tiny little hole through the ground. I think they called it a mole-in machine. And as it went through, it actually laid the cable and then filled the earth back over. So the whole process was completed in one day. And after they'd left, it was as if they'd never been there at all. One of the game changers for us with using Wessex Internet is we can do internet calling. So our phones went from being non-existent to actually being usable. And most importantly, we host many primary school visits. So for argument's sake, the other day I was asked what was the life cycle of an earthworm. I was able to access the internet to Google the life cycle of an earthworm, and they thought I was amazing for being able to provide that information.
My father started this business in 2010. The MBE that he got at last summer's King's Birthday Honours was an enormous recognition for the impact and dedication that he made to this business in the last decade of his life. His legacy runs through everything we do, and I think he's enormously proud of the legacy that he's left at Wessex Internet. As my father used to regularly remind us, culture eats strategy for breakfast, and our team has got a great culture. They're dedicated, hard-working, and we've got some incredibly skilled people who are all pulled from the local area and who work very hard, come rain or shine, to deliver for our local communities. Leading that team is an absolute honour, and I'm really proud of everyone that works for us, what we've already done and what we're going to do over the next decade.